1632.
Team Stellar Dimensions. Team ID 1632 and team name Stellar Dimensions from the junior group.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. What my project was about, the name of the project was 8ARM. My project was basically for the disabled persons. Since what happens to disabled persons is that most of them cannot actually move their hand properly. So in a wheelchair, we would be implementing our project. The hand would be fixed, and the finger, they can use fingers to control some switches that will actually protrude out an extended arm, which will have a grabber. That grabber will help him or her to grab something. I mean, imagine if you have grown old and you want to read a book or you want to have a glass of water, but you cannot extend your arm to that length. So what can you do actually? So for those persons, my project would work well. Also, for the active persons here, what my project can do is that, imagine you want to go to a movie, but your wallet has fallen down behind the almirah. What can you do? So for those places where you cannot actually give your real hand, you can use that extended arm to grab those things out of those places. Okay, so thank you, sir.
Thank you. One question.
Thank you for your project. It was a very nice one. So you mentioned it can be used for disabled people. So when you are demonstrating, you are using your fingers to show that you can press it and move the thing. But what if, say, a person doesn't have finger to press the buttons? What's the option for that?
Thank you, sir, for your question. In the future prospect section that we have discussed actually, for those who actually are paralyzed and cannot use their fingers, we'd be having a touchpad installed instead of buttons. He can actually give some slight pressure with his fingers. And if someone doesn't have any hand, just have an arm, so a voice control can be used to control that extending arm.
Thank you. For audience, I want to ask a very easy question. What are the limitations of this project? If you go to that particular, in front of that project, please tell me some limitations of that project. He is from 14 batch. Anybody from 13, 12? Please just tell me any limitations and possible solutions. If you have any solution in your mind, I appreciate. Any limitation of this particular project? It's a prototype, so it must have some limitations. It's most welcome. It's not a big deal. So please mention some limitations and possible solutions.
I'm Jisan from 14 batch. I think when you grab the object actually, can you calibrate the pressure? Because if you are picking up a glass, then if you put more pressure, it could break, right? So what are the solutions? I think that's a limitation, and for brittle objects and other things, I think.
That question was raised when I was demonstrating my project. In the application section, we have discussed that in the context of different applications, we would be revising our project, and for different applications, the different types of grabbers would be used, different types of grabber modules would be used, which can withstand the pressure. So I don't think so it would be a problem, because we have demonstrated a prototype as said earlier. Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you for such interactive question answer. Let me call 166. Team ID 166. Team name Reflex. Team ID 166. Team name Reflex.